Hello, and welcome to Stir in the Pot podcast, a podcast all about discussing controversial food topics, historical aspects of food, pretty much everything else food and cooking related. Let me start by introducing my co hosts. First up, we have Mr. Barbecue Brand, our resident pitmaster and a past guest on Food Network's Barbecue USA. Welcome, Barbecue Brand.
What's cooking, everybody? It's your boy Barbecue Brand. I'm your favorite pitmaster's favorite pitmaster. We back, baby. Let's go.
Next up, we have Mr. Brandon D., our resident food science nerd and Southern food expert, and very recently award winning boiled crawfish master. Welcome, Brandon D.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome. We're about to have a good time. Show you what we've been doing for a little while.
Big dog, big dog.
I am KCP, your host and cookie queen. Tonight, we are going to be discussing our journey in 2025. Oh man, you guys.
It's been a busy year, very busy. A lot of stuff going on, guys. A lot of stuff.
To say that we've been scorching the earth behind us is quite an understatement.
Crazy. I have done nine competitions this year.
You?
Yes, 9. Remember, I got 2 more on y'all because I did Humble and Houston Rodeo. So.
And today is May 1st.
Yeah. It's been busy, people.
Yeah, it's wow. This is insane. You know, it's funny because it feels like we seen the schedule coming up. We put it on the schedule. We put everything on the schedule, and then we were like, "Man, it's going to be so busy," and it was. But it passed by so fast, didn't it?
It definitely
Oh, it did, man. Yeah, it really did.
It definitely did. So I want to get started by really talking about why we decided to actually start doing like cooking competitions, right? So our first one was November of 2024. That was our very first Stir in the Pot podcast cooking competition that we did as a group, right? That was the spaghetti.
Correct. That was number 1.
Yes,
spaghetti cook-off
in Broussard, Louisiana. Shout out Mr. Tony Touche.
Yep.
But guys, let's talk about why we actually decided to start doing these cooking competitions.
We had to show people that we know what we're talking about.
Basically.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, like people, like, you know, talking shit on the internet is one thing, and actually going in and actually doing the competition's another thing. So,
yeah,
got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure. Like we can talk the talk, but you know, we can also walk the walk. So I felt like as a group, we really needed to start showcasing that we know what we're talking about. You know, like we're not 100% right all the time, and we don't claim to be the source of knowledge of all Cajun Creole cooking, but we know enough to know. You know,
it's important. It's important for us to get out there because here's the thing about today's world is that everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a voice. It's not like before. You know, anyone can get on the internet and start talking about what they can do or what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And, you know, to an extent, we do that as well. But we had to go out there and show everyone that we knew what we were talking about and that we can actually cook. You know, we can go out there, start a fire and make it happen, you know, no matter what it is. So I think it was very important for us to do that.
Right.
And
absolutely.
And not just that, but also meeting people, you know, just to put like a real person in a real life situation, right? Like we're not just talking heads on the internet, you know, we're actual people. We're some funny people, you know, we are very personable, and you know, we wanted to put that out there too, you know, like we are the same, if not better, off camera. So that was important to me. That was a big goal for us. Like, I want to get out in the public and meet people and, you know, interact with people and not just be, you know, somebody just behind the camera kind of thing.
Right.
So
I agree. I mean, you know, we're not just, you know, we're not AI generated bots. You know, we're real people. We go out there, we cook. You know, yeah, you know.
Thank
Another
God.
story for another day, huh? Yeah, and we made a friend. We made friends immediately when we did that, right? So we started cooking. We got out there.
Right.
We made friends
Right.
immediately, and everyone seen who we were as people, and we seen who they were as people, and we formed these friendships with everyone, and it happens amongst the cooking community. It's one of those things where everybody can throw down. Everybody's putting forth their effort, their time, their money, their sweat, sometimes their tears, their fears, their their anger, everything comes through whenever you're cooking in competitions. And we were able to go
Yes.
out there and just really make connections. So I think that was really important. I think this was an incredible thing for us to do. The next step in our podcast journey was to get out there and really cook amongst everyone.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So just
Absolutely.
looking back, so our first one was the spaghetti cook-off once again in November of 2024,
Hmm.
and we met our good friend Chef Dave Hewlin for the first time at
Yep.
that cook-off. We met Adrienne from Southern. What's her seasoning? Um,
Southern Heat.
Southern Girls. I'm sorry,
Southern Heat.
Southern Heat. Yes. We met her and got to taste her seasoning, which is it's really really good. Um, we met Mr. Tony Touche for the first time.
Hmm.
He was running that competition, and it was just amazing. So it was then that we got addicted to this.
Yeah.
Like this is fun. It's fun
And,
being out
it,
here with everyone.
and of course, Rusty was there too because he's everywhere.
Pretty much. Rusty's
Yeah, if there's
Rusty's
a cooking competition, Rusty's gonna be there.
Rusty's seasoning for every stuff everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah,
Seasoning every stuff everywhere.
I have been friends with Rusty for a long time. I've been knowing Rusty for probably a little over 5 years now. So yeah, Rusty's always been around. I've been friends with him for a while. So um, I've always known what he can do. I met him on the barbecue scene. He would always do the ancillaries. So that was his thing. And I've always been the barbecue guy. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good connection there.
So then we fast forward to
No, we're
2025.
gonna tell them what we cooked at the spaghetti
Oh,
cook-off too. Don't forget that. Yeah, we made it was a beef ragu that came out really good.
it was really good.
Hmm.
It was really good. I think we overcooked the the, the competition. We just blew their mind so much those judges didn't know what it was.
It was definitely different what you expect from what people think of spaghetti in Louisiana.
Yeah, it definitely
So
was.
so it was a little bit more based on a traditional ragu style, which is made with like cubed meat, shredded meat. So it's like a braise. You braise down meat for a long time with tomatoes, and it's basically a ragu is basically the Italian version of what Cajuns make rice and gravy.
Yeah.
Italians make ragu and pasta. It's just a dish that's made with tougher cuts of meat that's cooked for a long time, very flavorful, and it's really not a set recipe. You can't say, well, what's the set recipe for ragu? There is none. Every family makes it different. Everybody makes a different style. Everybody uses slightly different ingredients. Places where they raise sheep, they make it with lamb. Places where they have cows, they make it with beef. It's whatever you have on hand. If you think like pasta bolognese is a ragu that's made with ground beef.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a very I thought it came out
Oh, it
excellent.
was
So
really good. I just don't think that it was what people were
it definitely
used to.
wasn't what people were expecting.
Right.
Right. Right. That doesn't mean that no one else's spaghetti wasn't good. It was just ours was just different.
Mm.
It wasn't Cajun spaghetti basically.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Even though we did throw some Cajun spice in there,
Right.
but
Right.
definitely more of I guess you could call it more of a traditional Italian dish.
I'd
Yeah,
say
we're
so.
gonna get into this
But
too, but I think it's one of those things where for that first competition, it was we are a force of knowledge, and not
Everybody who tasted it
Yeah, and
loved
I
it.
don't want to. I don't want this to sound negative towards anybody else, but I feel like we understand flavors and we understand food at such a different level than some, that sometimes we can get into
Mm-hmm.
that mode to where we really start chefing some things up that make
Right.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it
Mm-hmm.
may not be exactly what our local people may want, right? So that was a
Right.
really good first lesson that we learned with that first competition. So we can't go
Yes.
without saying that.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
100% true. Um, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and we definitely got, I would say, addicted to doing this. Um, then we jump into 2025, and we okay. So we had New Caney was before Kinder, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So barbecue brand. This is what, your second year in New Caney,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Second year.
Yeah. New Caney barbecue competition, and that was fun. Thank God it wasn't as cold as the first
Hmm.
year. Thank God.
Was not.
Thank
Yeah.
God. Um, but yeah, so that was a lot of fun too. We cannot leave that one out, because even though we've done that one before, it still counts in the ranks for the year if we got counting the tick marks.
Um,
Um, but I want to jump into the Kinder cook off, right? So Kinder was
oh, let's say brand also barbecue brand got his first placing in pork
that's right.
Yeah.
New
Let's not
Caney, which
skip
is a
over
good.
that,
Which were you?
please.
Which place you came out?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That was
Yeah.
fourth.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
you
Yeah,
were fourth,
we
right?
had like 90 something teams there. Fourth place pork. That
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
98. Yeah, 98
Yeah,
teams or
fourth
something
place
like
pork
that.
in that one.
That's
And that was and that's and that and I tell you one thing, guys. Like the pork competition is wide open. It just has to be a pork butt.
right.
It has to be from the pork butt, and it could be anything. It could be a pork steak. It could be a money muscle. It could be shredded pork. It could be anything you want. Burn ends made out of pork shoulder. It could be anything. You can present anything you want in that box. It just has to be pork shoulder. So that's a wide open. I think that's probably one of the tougher things, because as far as barbecue goes, it's probably the most open out of the four categories. Chicken is going to be chicken. Brisket's going to be brisket. Ribs are going to be ribs. With pork, man, you can present it whatever way you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they came out great. So good
Right.
showing. Chelsea got a
Yeah,
sixth
it came out
place.
great.
She
Really did.
cooked in the senior division, even though she was a junior.
Yes.
She ended up placing sixth in her pork
Yeah.
chop. So that was a great competition there. I mean, obviously, we're talking about
Oh,
all of our
absolutely.
new competitions here, but I've been doing this barbecue thing for a very
No,
long
no, thank.
time. But that was a very good weekend. So that led into Kinder, right? So it's just anytime you get that
Mm-hmm.
call,
Mhm.
it gives you more confidence. So you know,
Oh,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
it's definitely important to place in a category that and in other leagues you don't cook pork. There's no pork category. That's a CBA thing. They have a pork category. Other competitions they might not have, it might just be three. It might just be ribs, chicken, and brisket. But this one is a pork, so it's not something that you cook as regularly as other ones. So it was important to mention that you place in something that you had cooked maybe four times.
I agree.
yeah.
I
So
agree.
yeah.
My bad.
Oh, you
My bad.
good? You
Barbecue.
good? You
Oh
good?
no,
You
no, no!
good?
It's all good. I wanted to
Look, we've been
mention.
having a lot
I
going
wanted to
on.
mention that we got to mention that.
Look,
It really has.
look. When I say my brain is fried chicken, it's fried
Yeah,
chicken.
I agree. I understand 100%.
Definitely need a little break. Um. So yeah. So what was the date? So New Caney was the end of January, right?
Middle.
No, it's the
Yeah,
beginning
it
of
was like the.
See
January.
what I'm saying? Everybody,
I think it was like the middle
hold
of
on.
January, like January 17th or something like that, maybe. And then Kinder was.
This is why we have we have calendars on our phones so that people like me can keep track of stuff. New Caney was the 17th of January.
Okay.
That was a
Yep, the whole
Friday.
them.
Hmm.
Yep.
Then we had Then we had Humble.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was
Humble was on the 1st of February.
the 31st. Yeah, the 31st was the
Yep.
competition.
That's a Friday. Yeah.
Tell them what you did, B.
Then, yeah.
I got 7th in ribs. That was my first ever barbecue competition turning in by myself,
Yep.
and I got 7th in ribs. I was pretty happy with that
And
because I was not confident going in with those ribs, and I did
My
not like how they
protege.
looked. I did not like how they boxed. I did not like any. I did not like anything about them, and I said, you know what, just turn it in, But the flavor was on point, and I did all kinds of wrong things. I changed my sauce at the very last minute. I made up a sauce. I didn't like the sauce that I had. I had made a sauce beforehand, and I was like, man, I thought it was good. And then I tasted it after it sat in the refrigerator, and I was like, man, it's just too potent. I think it's good, but I don't think it works with this. So I whipped up a new sauce, and there you go.
there you go. We have 2 awards in January. Well, 3 if we count Chelsea's.
Right.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty good
That's
for
not bad.
January.
Yeah. Chelsea coming through in the clutch for the 3rd. I like it.
So 2. Yeah. The 3 walks in January. Right. So we getting warmed up. We're getting warmed up, right?
It's a long haul.
Yeah. So then we jump over on February 8th to Kinder
Hurricane
Cook-Off,
Kinder.
which
Right.
I think.
Oh boy.
So I think the Kinder Cook-Off it was a big step for us for many reasons. This was Judith, the Blind Cajun Cook's first cook-off, and it definitely, so many things are so memorable about this cook-off. So one, we cooked some fire ass food.
Oh, it was the bomb.
Yeah.
There's no look. I'm just gonna say that crawfish bisque that we made, that it hit.
Oh,
it hit.
It really did.
When my competitors are coming up to us and shaking our hands saying they love it, I mean that's the highest compliment I can get.
Absolutely.
When people taste it and say, this reminds me of something that the grandmother cooked, I take that as a compliment.
Yep. We got a compliment
1,000%.
this weekend, Barbecue Brand, about that crawfish bisque. Did I tell you about that? Do you know cooking with Uncle Jay?
Mm-hmm.
He told me Friday night that he was making crawfish bisque Friday night because he loved ours so much in Kinder.
Wow, really?
Excuse me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Such a cool little guy. So one, we cooked something really good, very traditional Cajun dish, right?
Super traditional. I mean, this is if there is like deep Cajun Creole dish, it's like crawfish bisque is it.
Oh yeah.
And this is made like let's be like, this is made by Cajun people, and it's made by Creole people in South Central Louisiana, southwestern Louisiana. They're both, but it's both a Creole dish and a Cajun dish. It just depends who makes it. If a Creole makes it, it's a Creole dish. If a Cajun makes it, it's a Cajun dish. But they both make it.
They both make it. So yeah, that crawfish bisque was legit delicious.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but sometimes I gotta. We nailed that one.
Oh yeah,
no,
we definitely did. A lot of love and planning went into that dish, and it definitely showed. We got skunked, but I feel like we won on so many different other levels that day. We definitely gained so many friends from that event alone. I mean, we got Travel to Boot. We got Miss Amanda Sharp and Nathan Sharp from Travel to Boot. We met them for the first time.
Bear the Voice.
We met Miss Bear the Voice. We met Farm to Fire.
Yep.
Farm to Fire.
We met the Bayou Paddle Company.
Mm-hmm.
We met Judith, of course.
Obviously,
the Blind Cajun Cook. Obviously. We met Big John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Big John.
Katie Cattle Company.
That's right.
Oh gosh, so many people were there, but we were
so. Oh yeah, we met.
That's
where we met cooking. KP.
Big Papa T.
Big Papa
Brittany
T.
Camille.
Brittany
Brittany,
Camille.
yep.
Oh, and Miss Pat.
Cook,
Miss Pat.
cooking with Miss Pat, cooking with Uncle Jay.
Cooking with
That's the
Uncle
first time
Jay.
I met him too.
Cooking
Yeah.
with
Y'all,
Cajun.
if y'all are not, yep, cooking with. That's right. Oh, I didn't get to talk to him
Hey,
that much.
cooking with Uncle Jay was coming back for seconds.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
He-
And please, because we had so much left over. I was like, please eat this.
Yes. And just by the way, you guys, if you're not following all of these people that we just mentioned, you need to. Every single one of them, they're just amazing people. Oh, who else? Rachel.
Rachel
With
Cajun.
Louisiana
Yeah.
Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
She was there too. Oh gosh. Oh, Caleb. We met Caleb the first time there.
That's right.
That's
where
right.
Let's met Caleb too.
Yeah.
Yes. How can we forget Caleb? So many people. I mean, that day was so monumental for us.
It was.
It means so. Oh, and Joni. Well, I had met Joni before.
Barbecue Brand is first time meeting Joni.
Mm-hmm.
So many connections, so many friendships made that day that I feel like we really won that competition. And it was a great day. And we rescued a kitten.
Right. You know, and I think that's true.
All was right with the world.
Everything was good.
Yeah. So, I think back on Kinder and, maybe crawfish bisque was maybe a little bit too regional. Mm-hmm. Louisiana cooking, like a lot of people don't realize, is very regional. Like regional dishes is a thing. Like there's a regional style for certain things. There's regional styles for gumbo. There's regional styles for jambalaya, all boudin, all this stuff. All this stuff has like regional preferences. Like they'll cook certain ways. Mm-hmm. Some places, like I know, like some places say, "Oh, we never use celery" and stuff like that, and other places are, whatever. I mean, like, hey, everybody's got a different experience. I get it. So maybe we kind of, maybe we thought that dish was maybe a little bit, maybe more widespread than it actually is. But I thought it was delicious.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
We should put a picture of that. Put a picture of it in there. It was good. It was good. We made some dumplings.
Would you love? Picture.
Yeah, it was good. It was a really good dish.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, that was a really good dish.
Yeah, it was. It was came out but I think that was like my second time making crawfish bisque. I had not made it that much.
Yeah, same. Like it was a good collaboration dish.
Basically like a
definitely, most definitely
a good collaboration. We all. We had look, we came up with a plan. We wrote out a plan. We typed up a plan, and we all kind of just we cooking wise, we just kind of all discussed it and what we should do and how we should kind of formulate it. It's just and it was just a good collaboration. Everybody has their part in it. I don't think it's the brainchild of all of us. Not we all put our touch on that one.
Yeah, and just for the record, it was Brandon D that typed up the cook plan.
I sure did.
This thing.
I could not remember. I was like, I cannot remember.
He is not. He. We call him the nerd for a reason. Okay.
I could not remember that stuff. I was like,
it was like a PowerPoint slides, y'all. It was absolutely ridiculous. We appreciate it, but it was absolutely ridiculous.
I do all my stuff in PowerPoint slides now because it's just easier to digest. Like when you see a big Word document with just text, like, oh, I'm not reading this. If you see just big text where you just have to flip through and read it quick, it just makes it easier to read. So
like a 40.
But we needed a plan.
Manual.
We needed a plan because it was a little bit. And another thing was to just save it for documentation purposes. So if I need to make crawfish bisque again, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Because the dish is I wouldn't call it complicated, but there's a lot of specific steps.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true.
I want to give a shout out to everybody that cooked that day too, because everybody had some really good food. I mean, we didn't even mention which we knew him before this contest, but Shane Pop Gaspar, his food was delicious.
Shane was there.
Oh my God! Anytime you have crab fingers and something, you won. You won.
Did he make okra? Was it okra that he made?
No, he made like a a stew, right? It was like a crab stew or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. It was
I don't
hidden.
know.
Whatever it
I don't.
was, it was hidden.
It
Hidden.
was
Very much
definitely.
so.
It was definitely
And
hidden.
again, we're gonna tag all of these
Yeah.
people down below for y'all, so y'all can go and follow. Like seriously, go and follow
Yeah.
these people
No,
because
it's
they're awesome people
Yes.
and they
Yes.
cook amazing. So if you ever see any of
Yes.
these people at a cook off, if they post and they say they're gonna be there,
Yes.
you need to be there.
Yeah. And they also, most of them have products too, not just seasoning products, but like, you know, the Bayou Paddle Company, they make amazing products. They made some custom cooking spattles for us, and
Mm-hmm.
they just do all kinds of stuff. And they're just awesome. Brooks and Sarah, they are amazing
Love them
people.
people.
So they are great.
yeah. And Rusty was there
Oh
again.
yeah,
We
Rusty.
won.
Yeah, of course,
Rusty was
Rusty.
there again.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Rusty was definitely there. We always like to be next to Rusty so we can just talk shit to him basically
Yeah.
the whole time.
It's fun. Every time, bro. If I know Rusty's there, everybody's gonna have a blast.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
fact.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, just thinking about his text tonight. Oh Lord.
He's a wild man sometimes.
Anyway, so moving on from that, that was a great day. But we, you know, there was still some people there that we didn't get to talk to and we didn't get to meet because it was just wild, y'all. Like when Barbecue Brand says Hurricane Kinder, it was
The
nuts.
wind.
The wind was insane. Like I, I'm pretty sure it was Big Papa T that got smacked in the face by one of our pans, right?
I think so. I don't know. It was like 40 plus mile per hour gusts. It was
It was
crazy.
crazy.
Wild.
So yeah, yeah. So we definitely didn't get to talk to people as much as we would have liked that day, but
Yeah, I was busy chasing around pans, everything, all our stuff, our tent. You know,
yeah, our tent.
we had to take our tent down. I was like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, I was babysitting a feral cat.
Mhm.
But anyway, moving on. The next cook off was rodeo, the Houston livestock
Rodeo.
show and rodeo. I don't even know the whole name.
Oh, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo World Barbecue Championship Cook Off.
There we go.
Hmm.
It's quite a mouthful.
Yeah.
And rodeo is a lot of fun, guys. It's a lot of work for me. It's basically I'm there from Wednesday till Sunday. I mean, Wednesday I'm there from like 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Friday I'm going to be there at like 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. And then Saturday I got there at 4 a.m. and I left at 12 a.m. Again, it's long days. So and then we get to tear down on Sunday. So I was there from 8 o'clock until probably 1:30. So tearing stuff down.
We were there for moral support.
Yeah, they were there to have fun and drink. But it was fun. It was a great time. It really was.
Somebody got to do it.
So-
Gotta do it.
Nah, I did. Yeah, I did cook ribs for rodeo, and I did not do well, guys. I did not place well at all. Not at all. A lot of lessons learned. And, you know, I cooked the same ribs I cooked for Humble, and, you know, there's a different expectation for rodeo that I really wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
And you got to be aware of the expectations. And rodeo is its own thing. It's not under any league. It's under its own sanctioning body, and it's a different animal. So, you know, just reformulate for next year. But the thing is, if I cook that at Humble, I'm probably not going to do well. So I'll have to have two recipes, one for Humble and one for rodeo.
Oh yeah, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna do some practice. I got some great ideas of some recipes and for you.
I think what you can say about my ribs for Humble, maybe a little bit more modern style, a little bit more bold in flavor. And I think at rodeo they're just looking for something a little bit simpler, a little bit backyard style, not as complicated.
Yeah, they're looking for a cowboy rib,
crazy.
just a hint of sweetness.
Yeah, right.
Some
They're looking for the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're looking for the ribs I cook at home and not ribs I cook for competition. I don't cook ribs like that at home. I don't cook competition style ribs at home ever. I was like, there's no point for me to cook that. So
I bet those ribs
that's
I cooked
too much fuss, too much.
Amanda and Nathan would have been
Those would have
perfect.
worked. Those were so good.
Those were
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
legit.
so that's what I'm doing next time. If I'm cooking ribs, it's gonna be dead nut simple. I do think my sauce was really good. I think my sauce, I don't need to change that.
No, it
My
was good.
seasoning, my injection, I'm gonna change that up and just go with something a little bit more classic.
yeah.
So what I will tell you from a holistic standpoint about the Houston Rodeo is that if you have not experienced this before, this is the biggest operation. It is the largest 3-day party that you will ever go to. It's insane. If you
That's
have
crazy.
tickets to get into any of these tents or just that area to go and experience what is happening for this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, massive party, do it. It's crazy. The competition part is only a very small portion of what goes on over here.
Mhm.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it. The
Something to
basis.
see.
Yeah, it's a huge charity event for helping out Texas public schools. So we raise a lot of money for the school. So and so I have to cook competition stuff, and I cook every night for the public too for our tent.
Yeah, I've been in education for the
Yeah,
past
go ahead.
13 years, so why wouldn't I want to? Of course, I'm going to come out there and support. I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
There's
Right.
no
It's a moral
choice.
duty.
yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy event though. It's a really wild event. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fun. It's busy. We cook every night. Every night we're cooking and serving food. I mean, every single night. For our VIP night, we do some different stuff. We do steak and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I do gumbo, and I don't know. It's just so many things going on. We do like appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, and then the other 2 days we do like throw down barbecue with ribs, chicken, and brisket, and beans, and all its sides. So potatoes. It's a great time. It really is. And I'll tell you one thing: if you ever get the opportunity to go to Just in Time Cookers tent, we do not slack on our food for our public.
No.
We take a lot of pride in our throw down food, and we
That's good.
crank out some of the best food at rodeo. No matter what we place in competition, you come to our tent, you're going to have good food. It's going to be cooked properly. It's going to be served at the right temperature, and it's not going to be overcooked, over salted, over seasoned. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I
It's always a
cannot
good
wait
time,
for
for
next
sure.
year.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Recovery. I'll be ready. I'll be ready for it in about October. I'll be like, oh, the rodeo's coming up.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from that one.
So after this big event, Brandon D
The,
like working his butt off for many days in a row. Literally the next weekend, we all hauled our booties down to Morgan City for the Cajun Burger Cook-Off. And this was quite an event. Like it was, I would say it's one of the funnest ones that we've done so far. I'd say we had such a good time, and of course, Rusty was there.
he was.
Right.
But we met some new people. We met the Cajun Greek, who is
Yes, sir.
amazing. Rambo and his daughter Isabella, and Shay also. Who else did we meet that weekend?
Mr. Kurt.
Mr. Kurt. Yes, that's right. Mr. Kurt Guillory, who is, we've had him on the podcast. Amazing. And wait, we missed somebody. We missed somebody from Kinder.
Who?
Sassy Bullshit.
That was our first time meeting Nick.
That was our first time meeting
Really?
Nick.
That's
Oh, we
just-
can't leave Nick out.
I could have.
I knew we left somebody out. So
The
Nick
hustler.
Lejeune with Lejeune's best Cajun seasoning.
Yep.
He was at Kinder, and he was also at the Cajun Burger Cook-Off.
He was.
And we had a good time next to Nick. And gosh, I knew I had forgot somebody from Kinder. See, if y'all not following Nick Lejeune's best Cajun seasoning, nobody hustles harder than Nick Lejeune. Honest to God, this dude keeps a can of seasoning in his back pocket for anything that comes up. He got that can.
That was a really fun event. It was such a relief. it's so much different than the competitions like a barbecue competition, which I had done two pretty close together, and it's just such a relief because I don't have to like a barbecue is like there's so many ways for it to go
Yeah.
wrong quick.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
know, let's be honest. And it's kind of like baking. You're just waiting. You're like, oh, will it come out right this time?
Right.
Is that fire on? This one. We came up with a plan. Once again, I typed it up. Hey, look, came up with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We came up with a sauce. We came up with a jam. We came up with a seasoning. We had a plan. We had this whole thing planned out.
This burger was
So-
We came up with a burger.
So yeah,
It's just kind of like Barbecue Brain has the story of that burger.
yeah. So I have to kind of break this down a little bit because this to me was probably the biggest culmination of our thoughts and our chefing up of something thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a derivative of a burger that I've been making for literally 10 years. I came up with this burger for a competition that I won, the Sutter Home Build a Better Burger competition. I won that competition, and they flew me out to Cleveland, Ohio, to cook in front of everybody. Right, so it was a 1 hour time limit cook, and I came up with this elaborate burger, which was I called the boot burger, which was a half-pound patty with my homemade bacon jam with arugula and goat cheese on a brioche bun. Everything had to be made completely from scratch. So I did this in an hour in front of everybody, right? The burger is insane. But what we did is we came together and we decided, hey, look, when I cooked that burger, I was cooking it for chefs. I was cooking it for literal chefs that had restaurants. So I knew that they would catch every flavor that I was trying. Oh, and I had homemade pickled onions. I pickled my own onions on site in an hour. Okay. Yeah. So for everybody out there that thinks that
chew gum at the same time.
So for everybody out there that thinks that Barbecue Brand can only cook a competition brisket, yeah, no. That's what this episode is about.
And I will tell everybody, you need to add a quick pickle to your cooking techniques. Like a quick pickle is always, it's basically you're just cooking it on the stove instead of letting it sit in a jar. You just accelerate the process with heat.
Yeah.
But like a quick pickle is always a great technique to have.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It all came out great. I got incredible reviews from that burger, but we knew that we had to bring it back local, right? We've been learning a lot of these things from all of the competitions that we've been doing for the past couple of months. And we said, we're going to make a burger that nobody can hate. And we made a derivative of that burger with elements that were just too good to hate, which is what competition is all about, right? And this burger was insane. When we made our test patty and I put that thing together and I tasted it for the first time, I remember looking around at both of y'all and I said, nobody is touching this. This is crazy.
It was stupid. Yeah.
It was ridiculous,
but
man. It was
all
a ridiculous
the flavors
burger.
This is important. All the flavors were very familiar. They weren't too hyped up. It was just familiar flavors, but like just kind of amped up a little bit. But
deep. The flavors were deep.
It was really good. And
so what we did is we took the elements of a burger, the flavors that people commonly like, common flavors. Like not anything crazy. We're not putting kimchi on a burger, which I've had before, which is really good, but that would be kind of out there, right?
Yeah.
But let's just back off. What do people like?
Yeah.
People like onion on a burger. Let's make onion. Let's make it deeper. People like seasoning on a burger. Okay, let's make a seasoning. Now that's a secret season right there. I'm not gonna tell y'all what that is, but it's pretty smart. It's pretty smart. We just took the elements of a very spicy seasoned burger, but we kind of tamed that down and just made the flavor deeper.
Yeah.
It was just deeper. We took a sauce. So, instead of just doing mayo, we made a burger sauce. We made that deeper.
Yep.
And then it's also you have
sauce
to
was fire.
yeah. And then you gotta it was. And then it's like what cheese? What cheese do people like? People like a real melty cheese with a burger. So we went with straight up pepper jack American cheese. Nothing fancy.
Yep.
American cheese on a burger is great. But what a burger is about, what makes a great burger is not just the flavors, it's the texture, the bite, and the contrast in textures that make a burger great.
Yep.
And so what we did was, we made our patties. We did smash patties. I know that's controversial, smash burgers, but hey, look, we did a lot. We want a lot of brown on the burger. We want flavor.
Yeah.
Burger, sauce, patties, cheese, that bacon jam, some of those crispy onions we put on there for texture, a little bit more sauce in a brioche bun. We just took the flavors we like. We just did.
You're
And this
right.
is gonna.
You're right over there, barbecue brand.
And this is gonna come up in
I'm
other stuff
hungry.
we're gonna talk about too. We took the flavors we like, and we just made them deeper. It's like take the flavors you like, but make them deeper, make it more prominent, because we're not making them more prominent where like onions are tricky.
Yes.
Because texturally some people don't like onions. Raw onions are controversial, but we took that onion flavor. I don't care what you say, onions and beef, man. I don't know if there's a better flavor combination out there. That's like one of the greatest flavor combinations on planet Earth.
Right.
And
Caramelized onions with beef. You telling me
yeah.
that you can't beat? There's something better than that?
Yeah. So yeah.
But the cook was important because the way that barbecue brand cooked that bacon jam was crucial.
Yep.
It was crucial.
will-
Slow process,
I will
guys.
put-
Not a quick process.
I will put my bacon jam up against anybody's bacon jam because I've been making it for so long,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know
I'll put it up.
what it takes.
I'll put it up against anybody's.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It takes me
It takes some.
it takes me an hour and a half to cook that bacon jam. I'm not sauteing
It's good
onions
stuff.
and making it from some sauteed onions. It takes me an hour and a half to make
No.
that bacon jam. It's a slow process and
Yeah.
it doesn't yield a
Slow
whole
process.
lot, but it's fire.
Well, the results definitely spoke very loudly, along with my many
Yeah,
crows that day.
Yeah, and another thing was getting the sauce right. What kind of sauce? We tried different things. We thought about different things. What does a burger have? A burger has mayo and mustard and ketchup, and it's like, well, all these things individually can be kind of controversial, right? I mean, I don't like ketchup on a burger. I don't like mustard on a burger. Some people really hate the
Somebody
taste of
doesn't
mustard.
like mayo on a burger.
But when you make a sauce, when you're making a sauce, you gotta, we're kind of just trying to balance the elements of it. Let's make something that everybody would kind of like agree with. They
Right.
say, hey, this sauce is really good.
Yeah, and this also
There's ways to tame the elements of each thing that you don't like. There's ways to tame mustard. There's ways to tame ketchup, and there's ways to tame mayonnaise.
Yes.
I could tell you how to do each one. Okay, like let's go with mustard. Mustard is really tangy. To tame mustard, you need some type of fat. So fat will tame mustard. If you mix mustard with mayo, it'll tame it down a little bit. If you like ketchup, you don't like ketchup because ketchup is too sweet. The best thing to tame ketchup down is hot sauce.
That's true. Make it
Hot
spicy.
sauce will tame ketchup. Hot sauce, pepper, black pepper, and salt. If you want to dull your ketchup sweetness down, take your ketchup, put some good hot sauce in it, put a little bit of black pepper in it. Totally changes the game.
Yeah.
The mayonnaise, I can tell you what mayonnaise people don't like about mayonnaise, what'll kill it. Mayonnaise has got this kind of eggy flavor. The thing that kills that mayo flavor is sugar. Some type of sweet element or things like are giving it another flavor to carry will change the flavor of the mayo. So adding a little bit of sweetness to it and adding something like garlic or onion to mayonnaise will change the flavor of that mayo, because now the mayo is not just tasting like oil and egg. It is now carrying the flavor of garlic and onion and something else. And that sweetness is what's going to help kind of get rid of that eggy flavor of it.
That is such a
So there's
nugget
ways
of
to balance
information
all
right
these
there. That is why barbecue
Absolutely.
So there's
brand. See,
ways
if y'all been listening to the podcast, this is why barbecue brand loves aiolis and not mayonnaise. Number one, I'm
because
bougie.
it's
Number
carrying it's
two,
mayo.
because of what he just said.
Yeah,
But
mayo.
mostly
Look,
because number one.
look
Mostly
the
because
origin of
number
mayo.
one.
You have to realize, right? So why? So y'all ask yourself, why did people put mayonnaise on burgers in the beginning? Right? Why? Because the mayonnaise protects the burger from getting soggy on
Mhm.
the bottom bun. You put mayonnaise on the bottom, and that acts as a block for all the grease and the moisture that comes off the burger to keep it from soaking through the bun. That's why you put mayonnaise on a burger.
Yep.
So that's
And then it
that's
makes the
that's the
mayonnaise
reason
taste
why.
better
Yep.
because it's
That's why
soaking in it and it's making it a different flavor. Man, there's a whole lot of things going
exactly
on right there.
because the mayonnaise is now carrying the flavor of the beef fat from the burger and not just mayonnaise flavor. I don't like straight mayonnaise just eating it by itself. It's a vehicle for something
No
else.
one,
It's
no one
it's
does.
meant to carry flavors, not
It's
be
not
a flavor
yogurt.
itself. No.
so, so yeah, we built a fire ass burger.
And those crispy onions, that textural component.
You okay, barbecue? You okay over
And
there?
also
I'm
yeah.
gonna be all right.
And also, we got to talk about technique for cooking that burger too. This is important. This is all important. The crispy onions, that was a good textural contrast. We knew we needed something else other than just to give it texture.
Hmm.
Now the thing about it is how this burger is cooked and how it's seasoned. We do not mix seasoning into ground meat to make a burger patty.
Nope.
No.
It does not work. It does not work. You think, well, so you're like, well, I want the flavor throughout my burger. I'm like, well, steaks are seasoned on the outside only. Chicken breast is seasoned on the outside only. There's a lot of things seasoned on the outside only that are just fine.
Yeah.
A burger is going to be fine just seasoned from the outside. In fact, we only season one side of our burger.
Yes.
We don't even season both sides, just one.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. That's a trick that we learned from my friend Mike, who worked at a burger restaurant in College Station called Copy Bridge. It was one of the best hamburger restaurants in the state of Texas. And he said, "Yeah, you don't season both sides. Just heavily season one side. Don't cook it too hot. You cook it on a medium, just a medium heat. You don't need to rip it to make the burger good."
Yeah. Well, it definitely paid off. All those different textural elements, all
And
those
when
different
you
flavors, everything worked together perfectly.
and
And
there
what
was
happened?
nothing on the
What?
there was no lettuce on that burger
No,
either,
that's all we
guys.
put on it. And
Because you don't need lettuce on a burger. It does not work.
and barbecue brand, what was the outcome of this said contest?
We put belt to ass and got first place.
Number one.
Yes, we sure did. But I definitely want to mention something else because there was three other people that we met that day that definitely have become our friends. One is traveling with Taryn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Two is Gabby with What You Cooking Cajun Seasoning.
That's right.
And Tiggs with Tiggs Bits podcast.
That's right. Yep, that's all three.
So we'll
And our good friends Kurt from Louisiana Love and Nick Lejeune came in second and third
Yeah.
respectively.
Yes.
So you know what?
Yeah.
It was a great day for
Yeah.
everyone.
yeah, we featured them
Yeah.
on one of our previous episodes, and we
Mhm.
talked everything about the Morgan City, the Cajun Burger Cook-Off. So yeah, that was a great day for sure. We were very jazzed up for that. So moving on, a couple weekends later, on March 22nd,
I'm tired just thinking about this.
I feel dirty just thinking
I mean,
about
that
it.
was a
Okay, so
That was
check it
a
out.
weekend
Hold
there,
on,
man.
wait a minute. Let me
So-
tell y'all. So y'all always, if y'all been watching, y'all always see the home grill advantage poster behind me, right? Always got my baby up there. This is the first time I didn't put it out at this last competition. We'll get to that one. This is my first time unrolling this thing. That's why it's a little Ripley. All right. I have not unrolled this thing since Lamar, Texas. When I put this thing back up to start recording today, I had to break out the Lysol bottle. All right. I had to break out the Lysol bottle
So
and
dusty.
spray this thing down because it was dusty AF.
Yes,
Lamarck was
that was
Oh, it was
insane.
dusty.
it was
I was trying to keep my mouth closed. Every time I would talk, I would taste grit in my mouth. I was like, oh, that's
it was
gross.
pretty bad. It was bad.
Every time I talk, I was like,
It was bad.
terrible.
I've never been so dirty in my life. I think
Oh my gosh.
it was.
Oh, it was so
I
bad.
took my glasses off and I had mud underneath my glasses where my sweat had mixed with dust. I looked like,
That was terrible.
you know,
It was
like
I
the
felt
little
like
rascals when they would look through the telescope and they would leave like the somebody put oil on the telescope and it would leave a ring around their eye. That's what I
I
felt
felt like old boy from the Peanuts that just had that cloud of dust with him all the time. That was
Pigpen. Pigpen.
that was
That's
all
an
of
accurate
us.
representation of
Oh,
Lamar,
that was
Texas,
dusty.
right there.
So dusty. Great event though, guys. Great event. It was a lot of fun. It was just windy. I don't know. We bring the wind wherever we go,
Yes,
but it was windy and it was dusty. It was in
Dusty.
that gravel, and it was just like, my God, this is so crazy.
yeah. So
But man,
so that competition
I tell
was
you.
barbecue and crawfish.
crawfish.
So Home Grill Advantage barbecue brand did his barbecue thing, and we handled the crawfish side. And
Brandon D was on the crawfish.
man, what a day! So
Mm.
B, you just missed it, just barely missed everything at that thing, but you were right on that table.
I told you when they announced the awards, they said, and it's like, man, I said, dude, I think you're floating outside the top 10 by like
just
a
floating.
little bit.
Just
And I
floating
And I
was.
mean,
outside.
like
Yeah.
in CBA competitions, the scoring is so tight.
Yep.
Being in the I'd say upper fourth of a competition, you're doing pretty
Yeah.
good. You're not that far off. You're not that far off. You're really close.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, like when I remember my score from ribs, I was like 1.5 points away from seventh. That was 1.5 points away from first to seventh. That's how tight it was.
That's
it was minuscule.
insane.
Very, very
Yeah.
tight competition scoring wise. So you know what? If you're in there, unless you're just doing something wrong, you're getting sevens across the board.
Yeah.
You're probably doing a good job.
Yeah.
So if you're getting some scores, you just got to look. Sometimes, you'll probably never run into. We don't chase judges in competitions.
Yeah.
You'll probably never run into that judge again,
Nope.
ever. So the chances they'll taste your box ever again. You just keep doing what you're doing, and you look for consistency
Mhm.
in your
That's what's
scoring.
important. That's what's most
Yeah,
important.
it was.
But,
I was in the top 15 in every single category. So
Yeah,
4
that's really
categories,
good.
top 15. That's
Exactly.
I can't be mad about that. And I knew where I was.
Not
It was a shortfall. Like if I would have did anything different in all 4 of those categories, I'm talking top 6. So that was a
Yeah.
that was a really good.
I think it was like
That was a really good base for me to kind of spring forward to the next competition, which we'll get to in a little while. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was 45 teams,
48, I believe.
something like that. 40. It was 40.
Yeah, it was quite,
48
it was
teams.
quite
It
a
was
bit.
fairly big
Oh
competition.
yeah, definitely. So but what happened after that?
The crawfish is another story.
Belt to
That's
ass. We got
another
first place
story.
crawfish, boy.
Number one crawfish. Number one crawfish, guys. That is a lot of work that I've put into crawfish over the years. And this is not all my creation. I've just taken bits and pieces of things I've learned from other people, bits and pieces that people suggested, people talking about flavors, just talking about food in general, what flavors we like with crawfish. And this is my thing. Once again, the same thing with the burger. I didn't go outside of what you expect to taste in crawfish boil. I just went deeper. I went deeper. The flavors are more intense. The things are more intense. How do I get more flavor out of the things that people expect to taste in crawfish boil? Not by doing something different like boiling my crawfish in Sunny D. I'm sorry to tell you guys, this is not the thing to do. I don't care what you see on the internet. Do not do this. I will tell you will get more flavor from oranges and lemons than you will from juice. Juice is sour in sugar. It is not orange flavor. The flavor from the oranges and the lemons come from the skin
Yes.
of the orange and lemon.
Yes.
Always. You will get more orange flavor out of the skin than you will out of a gallon of Tampico. That does not taste like orange.
No.
It's not orange flavor.
No.
That's not what you want.
No, that's sugar.
And you know,
Not even real
all of this,
sugar.
all of this stuff I picked up. I remember, I didn't put butter in my crawfish boil for a long time. I didn't do it. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought that's weird.
Mhm.
And you know what? I was like, and then I went to a crawfish boil where a guy was using butter, and he could boil some crawfish. That was
Dale.
what's her name? Dale, yeah, Janine's husband, and he was boiling crawfish with butter, and I was eating this crawfish. I was like, there's something in here that I said, this butter is really adding something that I really, really like to this crawfish.
Oh, it was good.
It changed something. I was like, this is good, man. I said I'm missing out by not using butter.
Yeah.
And I started using butter after that. And I said, you know what? The butter is not there to make your crawfish peel easier, guys. The butter is there to intensify the oil-based flavors in your seasonings that are in crawfish boil, especially the warm spices in the crawfish boil
Yep.
and the orange and lemon. That butter will carry those flavors in your crawfish better than water. Those flavor compounds don't really dissolve in water. You need something to carry it.
Yep.
Something has to carry it. The fat is what carries it and activates it when you boil it. When you boil, and this is another thing, I boil my seasoning for at least 30 minutes before I dump crawfish. That water, when you start to boil, when you're ready to start your crawfish, put your water on, dump all your seasoning in, and cook that stuff down.
Yep.
You want that stuff to break down and integrate.
Yep.
So the butter is what activates the seasoning. That's what carries the flavors that you can taste. So I try to make all my flavors very deep. I focus on the flavors I like. I like a lot of garlic flavor, a lot of onion flavor. I like a good spice to my crawfish. I like the orange, the citrus flavors, and I just try to make that deeper.
Well, it definitely worked.
And of course, there's the secret stuff too that I can't really tell you what's in it because
No.
I can't tell you what it is. It's the secret, but it's real smart. It's real smart. It's real slick. But it's actually a combination of advice I've picked up from people, talking to my friends about crawfish, what they like, what they want to taste, and other flavors. And there's something in there that most people ignore. They don't use it, but I use it, and it's the difference maker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what it is, but it's real slick.
It's
real slick.
So
right,
that was a good time.
Yeah. It's slick. It's just something that flies under the radar for most people. But
that's all y'all get.
That
That's all y'all
competition
get.
was amazing. That's it.
Yeah.
It was real amazing. Also, Miss Pat in the Pot was there to congratulate us and party a little
Shout
bit
out
with
Pat.
us
Shout out
for our
Pat.
win. Yeah,
I must say this. She said that's the best crawfish she ever had.
Yep. That crawfish made Miss Pat dance. That was a win in my book.
Yeah, and the remoulade sauce, we handed out remoulade sauce with it too, and that remoulade sauce was slamming.
Yeah, that was good too. So yeah, that was a good weekend. Man,
that was a great
March
weekend.
was insane.
March was wild.
March was wild. Well, we didn't
March
stop
was
there,
crazy.
y'all. We didn't stop there. We didn't stop
Can't
there.
stop one stop. Can't
got
stop
even
one stop.
crazier.
Oh, it got way crazier.
So we get into April, and we have April 12th, Wing Wars of Acadiana.
Oh god,
Y'all.
Ooh boy,
That was our shirts. We had a theme. We had a Top Gun theme for Wing Wars, and y'all, I have to say, that was the hardest competition that we've done. I think that was tough.
It definitely
That was grueling.
if I ever got triggered by a competition, that was definitely. Man, chicken wings, dude. Oh boy.
How many
Good
did we
God.
do? How many chicken wings?
Oh man,
We
700.
cooked 700 chicken wings on 2 kitchen fryers.
Gallon fryers.
2 gallon fryers. Whoo,
Oh, that was
man.
ridiculous, man.
So it's
We're cooking 24 wings at a time, I believe we could do, right? Be our 22? It was
So
8 in yours and 14 in the other one. Y'all do the
them,
math. That's
them,
a lot. That's
them
them,
people was
them
laughing at them
things didn't sign
fryers.
up
They
for
were
that.
like, "Come on, we need more. We need more wings. Y'all not pumping them out fast enough."
Hey,
I was,
it was working though.
whoo, Lord, I
But
was back there.
the funniest part, yeah, poor Brandon, he was just slinging. But the funniest part is when we left Houston to go to Lafayette, we're like on I-10, like just got outside of Houston. We realized we forgot our fryer. Thank God we did.
I'm glad my fryer wasn't
we
involved in that.
we had to stop at Walmart and buy one. And we were checking out, and Barbecue Brand looked down and he was like, "You want the extended warranty?" Like, no. Why would we need
Oh my gosh, the fryers, man.
that?
Guys, there's a saying in Texas called "rode hard and put up wet." That's exactly what happened to that fryer. Oh
That
man,
fryer for the
that thing
first
was doing
day of
some
its
work.
working life, that thing was tore up.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
it was jacked up.
I said we should return it.
No.
That thing is
Golly.
tore up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, we're having electrical
it was
issues
a
with this
rough.
thing. I was like, oh my god, this is
It was
awful.
rough. It was a
Yeah,
rough day.
it was.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll do it again, but there's gonna be
Oh,
some changes.
definite adjustments next time.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna have to suck it up and get a real fryer.
But we got what? Third
Third
place.
place.
Third place wings.
Maple Chipotle wings with it. And we did our side dish was a boudin cornbread by Emails Cajun Kitchen.
Yeah, shout out to
We did a little shout out to them. That guy, they are super cool and they can really cook and they got some great recipes on their pages. You guys check them out. His boudin cornbread, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It slaps. It hits.
Mm-hmm. It's so
It's
good.
good.
It's so good.
Everybody was like,
yeah,
yeah.
that was a really grueling event, but it was fun and it was for a really good cause. We met some nice people out there too. Mr. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. What's his name? Dave
Owens? The
Dave Owens.
Dave Owens.
Mhm.
Dave Owens. Yes,
with the
he
Gifting
ran
Grace
the,
project, yeah.
Gifting Grace project. So sorry, my brain, like I said, my brain is fried from all of these events. Time for vacation.
Oh, yeah.
He was amazing, and yeah. And guess what? Rusty was there.
Rusty was there. Rusty ended up cleaning up.
Always,
Now Rusty
man.
has his own line of wing sauces out on the market now, so definitely go check those out. They're
Yes.
really, really good.
Definitely
really good.
check those out.
Absolutely.
He's been working on those for
Really
a while. I was really happy that we got to put my maple chipotle to the test in this contest because this is a wing recipe that I've been cooking for a very, very long time. I mean, we're talking 15 plus years on this wing sauce. This maple chipotle, no one makes it. Everyone makes a honey chipotle. You can go anywhere in the world and find honey chipotle. Nobody makes a maple chipotle. If you do find a maple chipotle wing, it's usually a thick sauce. And this is what I told the judges. It's usually a thick syrup with a little bit of heat from chipotle powder. I said, no, this is not what I do. This is more of a buffalo style wing with real actual chipotle peppers and adobo sauce cut up. So you don't get a whole lot of heat. You do get a little bit of heat, but you just get that great flavor from the buffalo sauce, as well as a hint of sweetness from the maple and just that hint of smokiness and heat from that chipotle pepper. And it's a crowd pleaser. Like I haven't fed this to anyone that hasn't been like,
really
good Lord, this is so good. You can eat a dozen of them and just keep going.
People,
you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people think when you say a maple sauce, they'll think sweet, real sweet, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's really a very, very much a spin on a classic wing sauce. It's very much like if you take a classic wing sauce, it's very much in that vein. It's not really far outside of that.
Mhm.
So it tastes like wing sauce, which is great because that's
That's
what
what.
wings taste the best
Right.
with. Like wing
Right.
sauce, a class. Not something too sugary or overly sugary. No, this is just a good wing sauce,
Yep.
good solid wing
Oh
sauce.
yeah. So that was really good. We also had Mr. Kurt Guillory cooking next to us,
Right next to
and
us.
he
Yep.
placed as well. Did he got second place, right?
Yeah,
In the
second
professional,
place
yeah,
in the
his wings are
professional
really
His
good.
division. Yeah,
his were not fried. They were grilled,
he was on that
and
grill.
they were
Man, look.
dynamite. Oh, he was
No,
on
Hmm.
it.
he was doing the Lord's work on that thing,
Oh,
dude.
for
I mean,
sure,
Yeah,
he was working that. That was a,
for
it was a very
sure.
busy event.
But we can't forget who else we met that day. Mr. John Weatherall.
No, yeah, that's
oh
right. You
yeah,
sure did.
Yes, he loved our wings and the cornbread too.
he did.
Yeah, people are asking about the wings. They're like, man, where can I buy this sauce? I was like, we
Yep,
don't.
they definitely were
He's like,
asking that.
where's your restaurant? Where's your restaurant? I was like, we don't have a restaurant, dude. We're just home cooks.
Yep.
Yeah, that same dude was like, "Well, what about the online store?" We were like, we don't have one. Like, just if you want this wing sauce, you got to get it like right now. This
Yeah,
is it.
yeah,
This is it.
yeah,
This is it.
yeah. No, it's a great wing
Yeah.
sauce, guys. It really
Yeah.
is. I can't tell you how much people loved it. I mean, we got a lot of compliments on that sauce.
Yep. And yeah, it was a fun, grueling day. But wait, there's more
There's more
because
to
we
this
like to
story.
torture ourselves.
Yeah.
The very next day, we had the BYOB Hamburger Hot Dog Festival in Youngsville, Louisiana,
Yes.
which was very fun. We made that same hamburger again, but we also made.
What do we name that burger?
We said the
No.
hard hitter, but I feel like it needs a better name. Like it needs to, because Judith said that it's changed her life. Like she can't not put crispy onions on burgers now. Like she's ruined. So I feel like we need to call it the game changer.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
the
we're
life
gonna name
changer.
I'm gonna name the sauce. I'm name the
Right?
yeah. We're gonna name the sauce. That's hard hitter sauce.
Hey.
That's what it is.
There you go.
The
I like
sauce is
that.
hard
Yeah.
A hard hitter sauce. That bacon
Yeah,
jam,
the
I got to
hard-
give a name
Yeah.
to too, because
Hard-
people was trying to
hard
buy that
hitter
bacon
burger
jam like
sauce, yeah.
crazy.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah, dude. And they were trying to buy everything. Oh, where can I buy this sauce at? I was like, guys, we're just home cooks. We don't sell
Yeah.
sauce.
No.
It was like, oh, where can I buy this? Where can I buy the seasoning for
Yeah.
your burger? I was like, we just make this up, man. It's like, what about the bacon jam? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. But we got to talk about the hot dog. We got to talk about the hot
Yeah.
dog because the hot dog. I really love the hot
The
dog.
hot
guys.
dog
I
was
really love
very, very unique.
it. It was so. I'll say it. It was a Philly cheesesteak hot dog. Think about it.
It was
Think
it
about
was
it.
so good.
And your boy had to make some sauce to go on it.
The sauce boss.
Oh,
Hot dog, the sauce boss, bro. I had to bring the sauce, man.
it was good.
But that I tell you what, man, like we got, we didn't place in either categories, but guys, the reaction we got from the crowd,
Yes.
the fact that I had one guy come up to me and gave me all his tickets for burgers. He said, I don't want to try anything else. He said, just give me a burger. I said, man, I turned to him. He said, just give me a whole one, man. Let me just get you a whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get you pieces of the burger. We just made him a whole
Right.
burger.
Exactly.
He said that's the best burger I've ever had. And I mean I had we had so many people come back
Yeah.
to get
You
more
really
of our
did.
burgers. I was really floored. I was really just floored by the response. Really appreciative, that people liked what we did.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
And the hot dog too. Like the hot dog was spreading like wildfire. We ran out.
Yeah.
It was like people were like, man, they have a Philly cheesesteak hot dog. You got to go try that. The Philly cheese. He said, I heard you have a Philly cheesesteak hot dog. I was like, correct.
Yep. We also got that compliment from Mr. John Weatherall. He loved the burger and the hot dog. And we met someone new that day too, Mr. Tim Davis from Louisiana on Fire, who also loved our food.
Yeah.
That
And
if
then
you're
by
not
your
following
budget.
him, he's hilarious, by the way.
And yes, yellow Skittles are trash. Done. I don't care. They taste and smell like lemon pledge. They're horrible, horrifying
Well,
things. That's it.
then yep, you could just distrust me.
I don't distrust you. I just don't like them. I don't like yellow. I do not like Skittles, yellow Skittles. Don't
Give
give me
me
any
all
yellow
the
Skittles.
lemon everything. Skittles, Starburst,
No.
lemon heads,
No.
all of that.
She doesn't eat the grape ones though.
I hate grape.
But no,
if you like grape Skittles and what else is grape? I don't know. If you
Kool-Aid?
See, I'm a savage. I just take Skittles and then whatever color they are and just pop them like 3 or 4 at a time. So
yeah, I mean you can mask the others, the lemon Skittles with the other ones. But
yeah,
no, it was a great event, guys. It was fun, man. Just absolute gorgeous weather.
Yes.
We had a beautiful day.
Yeah, and shout out to Mr. Charles Sharma who put on the event.
Yeah. Oh, we had fun, man. The food came out great. The hot dog was on point. The burger was slamming.
We had a good time.
I still remember B was telling us about the guy. He's asking for a burger, and he said, "What the guy said?" He said, "I don't want any onions on." He's like, "Boy, you stupid." He said, "But he's like, I don't like onions." He said, "It don't matter.
It don't matter."
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Don't matter what you like. The flavor combination of that burger, guys, is so insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of the best things we've ever cooked.
Oh yeah.
Hands down.
Oh yeah. So we once again we're cooking on the side of our dear friend Mr. Nick Lejeune, who placed third place with his non-traditional burger. And he and I had a little bet that whoever won had to kiss the other one's trophy. He's lucky he didn't have to put lipstick on that day because I would have made him.
That would have been funny. No, he did good. Nick's a good guy.
You should definitely insert the clip of that on when you're editing.
Definitely.
That was a good video.
It was a fun day, guys.
We had a really good time.
It was a blast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
most definitely.
Yeah, there was a lot of cooking teams there. A lot of people. It was a good time. And
met some good people, and the interacting with the public was really like the highlight of the event.
Meeting
just getting
people.
to know people, telling people about what we do and the things we do, and showing people that hey, look, guys, if you listen to us on the internet, we can cook.
Mm-hmm.
We are 100. Look, we cannot be discounted in a competition ever.
Definitely.
When you see Stirring the Pot roll up and you see that Stirring the Pot banner, they bringing something.
Oh yeah, acknowledge us. That's right.
You see
either one of them,
advantage,
both of them. Most of the time, both of them.
You're gonna be like, oh, it's like, because I tell you what, in Lamarck, I'll tell y'all a story about Lamarck. We didn't mention this. We are not a big team. We got 3 people on this team. I have a 110 quart pot in 3 20-pound tanks of propane, and and that's what I'm cooking. I'm cooking with it like my backyard. And I'll tell y'all one thing about crawfish, guys: the backyard is the holy land of the crawfish boil. It's the Sistine Chapel of the crawfish boil. It is where the best crawfish are made. They are not made in restaurants. They are made in people's backyards. The best crawfish you ever eat in your life will be made by somebody that's been boiling crawfish for a long time, and they'll invite you to their backyard, and your mind will be blown.
Yeah.
That's the best crawfish you'll have, hands down. I don't care what restaurants they are. I'll tell you this: the people who cook crawfish in restaurants cook better crawfish at their house. Yeah. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth.
It's because of the dynamic.
So I'm cooking like it's my. Yeah.
It's
exactly.
because of the dynamic of
quantity,
cooking backyard things versus cooking for a massive amount of people. There are certain things that you cannot, babe. If I'm going to cook hundreds and hundreds of pounds of crawfish to feed all of these people, it's never going to be the same as if I'm cooking 2 sacks of crawfish in my backyard. You can't compete with that. And that's what we did in Lamarck.
Nope. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other guys, they got tens. The guys got tens of $1,000s worth of crawfish equipment, tens of thousands, way more than I have. I mean, they have I don't know, 6 4-sack boilers, man, and things like that. This place it was crazy. When I saw the size of these tents, I was like, some people got out here and spent some money, dude.
Yeah.
They got like 5 4-sack boilers. Those things are at least $2,500 a piece.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
4-sack
I'm out here with my
boilers,
little.
37 gallons of Topeka.
I'm
Man,
out
it
here with my
was killing it out there.
bro, and I'm out there with my little tiny. I think it's a huge pot, but my little tiny pot, and I'm out there just cooking like I'm cooking in my backyard, man. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm just gonna bring it.
Yep.
Man.
So, jumping forward.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing, B. What do you think of? What do you care? How much do you care about people's equipment when they cook?
I'll tell you.
What does it matter?
I'll tell you right now, because in the going on 6 years that I've been cooking, what you cook on don't matter worth a damn. What matters is how well you know what you cooking on. And I preach this all the time, and I teach this all the time, because I'm going up against all of these world champion barbecuers, all these pit masters, right, that have world champions, and I'm banging with them on a weekly basis, cooking on some stuff that you can go to the supermarket and buy. Now I know what to get.
You can go to yeah. You can go to Academy and get all the pits that B cooks on, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That doesn't matter, guys. It matters if you have mastered the devices that you're cooking on. And look, I can that 110 quart pot. That's not the most fancy thing. It's just an outdoor gourmet that somebody gifted to me. And you know what? I can make that thing sing, dude. I can make that thing whistle if I need to.
Work the shit out of that.
I know everything about it. It does the work for me. I know how to work it, man.
That's right.
Hard. So, jumping forward to last weekend. What a weekend. Unfortunately, we had to divide and conquer. Barbecue Brand had huge competition in Marksville, Louisiana. What did you do over there, Barbecue Brand?
So really, really quick backstory. Marksville is one of my favorite competitions to cook. I always do well there. And last year they started a championship where the top 10 cooks in April moved on to the championship in November. And I placed in brisket, didn't place in anything else. I was outside of the top 10. It pissed me off, to be frank.
Last year. Mm-hmm.
Last year. Mm-hmm. Very upset. Very, very, very upset last year. Kept that chip on my shoulder all year. This year I said, I'm coming. So I went and I had my best weekend ever. I had 5th place sauce, 5th place chicken, 10th place ribs, which again, ribs, between 10th and 1st place was 2 points. So that could have went anyway. And then that's 6th place brisket, which gave me 6th overall, which obviously put me in the top 10, and I will be competing for the state championship, and which I call a state championship because the best cooks in the state were there this past weekend. So they gotta bang with me coming November.
Yeah, bravo.
Absolutely. That's great showing, man. Great showing.
That's fantastic. I know you've been chasing that to get into that championship competition. So
yeah,
that was really awesome, and we're very proud of you.
Absolutely, man. A lot of hard work. Doesn't happen overnight, man.
No, definitely.
I can tell you about it for sure. Nate, thank y'all.
And while Brandon was having fun over in Marksville, we were in Broussard, Louisiana at the SCCA Super Boil Championship. And we were helping our dear friend, Mr. Rusty.
Rusty Noel.
Rusty.
Oh, yeah. I got my shirt finally. I got my Rusty shirt. I'm official, man. Yeah, so, you know what?
We got our logo on that racing shirt.
Yeah, so we did so first thing we did, we had Friday where we did a social media influencers cooking competition, and we made crawfish beer cheese soup, which is my own kind of creation. It's based off of a soup that I had in a restaurant that they were. I can't believe they put that recipe on their website, but they did, and I shortly PDF that thing on my computer. I was like, "Oh, this is a good one," and they don't have it up anymore. I still have it though, but it's a great recipe. Great, it's just a great base recipe for a soup. And I did my little tweaks for it. And I said, and we were at we did a Oktoberfest party and we're talking about it. And I said, man, this soup is good. It's a vehicle of so many things. I said, we're thinking, yeah, you could do anything. I said, man, what if you did this with crawfish? I said, this would be fantastic with crawfish. And I see crawfish goes great with cheese. As weird as that sounds, I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but crawfish and cheese go super well together. So I was like, you know what? I said, we did it. I made it a couple of times. I made it at your house, B. It came out great. We had some tweaks to it. I made it again the next time, made some more tweaks, and this time I made my final tweak, and I think it came out just absolutely spot on. It was fantastic.
Wow.
It was good.
And we got a lot of compliments
And
on
we
that
cooked
soup too.
along with alongside Judith, the blind Cajun cook, and
Hmm.
Mr. Tony Touche. Uh,
Who both made some really good
really good
dishes.
dishes. And we were beat by one single People's Choice vote. We lost to Farm to Fire. And let me tell you, I'll lose to them every day because those
That taco's
those
great.
birria tacos are so good. Oh my god,
Those tacos are
we had
fantastic.
fun.
No problem.
Yeah,
It was a great event.
mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, nice chill event. We
Yeah,
had a great
it was
time.
cool. They had a lot of people there. We got to finally meet emails.
Hmm.
Um, they were really cool. Cooking with Hoss was there. We got to meet him. Of course, Farm to Fire, Big Papa T were there. Cooking with KP, um, Gabby with What You Cooking Cajun Seasoning. Cooking with Uncle Jay. Of course, Lejeune's Best Cajun Seasoning was there. Mr. Nick Lejeune. Um, who else did we have there? Louisiana Roots, which I did not get to talk to him. Um, we had the Cajun Greek there. We had, whew, golly.
Stale Cracker.
Oh, yeah, Stale Cracker was
Obviously,
there.
Stale
obviously,
Cracker was
yeah.
there. Yeah, we met Stale Cracker.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Stale Cracker. We had Wade Fishes was there. Of course, Rachel with Louisiana Girls, Amanda and Nathan Sharp with Travel to Boot, Miss
KP.
at KP. We had Traveling with Taryn that was there. Oh gosh, you guys, it was insane. There's so many people there.
It was a fun event. It
Yeah,
really was.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. That was Friday night, and also, of course, the wind. We had like a storm blow in, like people's tents got messed up. I'm telling you, it's a theme with us.
Huh.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was Friday night. Then Saturday we had the boil. So Brandon D and David Hewland were heading up the boil part of it. Mr. Tony Touche was doing the jambalaya, which was stupid,
Mm.
It was good. It
stupid,
was really
stupid
good.
good.
It was he man. And I tell you, like he absolutely like nailed that rice texture. Oh, look at Zoe. He absolutely nailed that rice texture. Dude. Like I say, guys, like
Hey, Chloe.
jambalaya.
She
No,
made her podcast
jambalaya is
debut.
yeah. Jambalaya is all about the rice. If the rice is messed up, the dish is messed
Yeah,
up. The rice has to be perfect
yeah,
or close
yeah,
to it. If you have mushy rice, you have a bad jumbo.
yeah,
Now it doesn't make it edible, but like as far as like when you vote, if you judge jambalaya, if your rice texture is not spot on, I'd have to be pretty harsh with the judging.
yeah.
I'd have to be like, well, your rice is the texture of your rice is off.
Mhm.
I can't. You can only score so high with
Yeah,
that. Now you could say like, hey, your flavors are great. You can add all kind of compliments, but like you say, you really got to work on that rice texture because that rice needs to be. It can't be too hard. It can't be too
yeah.
soft. It's got to be just
Just right.
perfect.
Yeah.
And it was. And so was Cooking with KP's husband, Sky Olivier. His jambalaya was good, was really good too. But we can't forget Chance with Born on the Bayou. His duck and andouille gumbo was amazing. He was on Rusty's
Really
team too.
excellent.
And we can't forget Eric Stone with X by
Eric, yeah,
X
yeah,
is.
yeah. Eric taught me a lot about crawfish, man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like with Rock Solid Seafood,
Rock
man. Like
solid seafood. Yes.
he taught me a lot. He's telling me, oh man, this is crawfish is gonna molt again. This one's not. I was like, God
Yeah,
dang,
he
man,
was
I
very,
didn't
very
know all this stuff.
knowledgeable.
Hmm.
Very, so he picked out. I mean, we posted a video on TikTok of the crawfish, the competition crawfish he picked out. Man, he got us some. They were beautiful
It was
crawfish,
fun.
man.
So Friday night we got second place People's Choice, and on Saturday we got first place People's Choice, third place Gumbo. So we did pretty good. It was a fun
We did
time.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
The people loved our crawfish and our gumbo and our jambalaya.
Hmm.
They loved
It
it.
was
I
a
mean,
fun
like
time.
they loved. So I'm saying, guys, like sometimes you do competition and your food doesn't place, but what you really got to be proud of is like you did not turn in
Right.
garbage. You know when your food's good or not. You know when people come and taste your food whether it's good or not. We did not turn in garbage. We turned in excellent products across the board. I would happily turn that in at another competition. And with different judges, the the tables could turn. They
It
ate
was
it all.
good. It was really good.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I think that's a pretty good a pretty good recap of so far
No,
this
yeah,
year.
it's been busy this
Very,
year, and
very
it's gonna get
busy.
busier.
Yeah, we have a couple more things lined up before, like a nice summer break before, we go outside and basically melt to death. So but
Texas State Championship. This what the 17th.
yep, the SCCA
Texas State Champ will be there
yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure. We'll be there. And then in June, there is the Cajun Taco Cook-Off
Cook
in
off.
Hmm.
Morgan City. And there's also the Holly Beach Crab Festival.
Right.
So, um,
We'll be attending, not competing.
yeah, we'll be
Right.
definitely attending. So,
I gotta get my fill of jumbo lump crab meat from Rusty at the Holly Beach Crab Festival.
so with that being said, I think we can definitely end everything there. Yeah, it's been a wild ride so far, and we're still on it. So, cheers to us and all of our accomplishments so far this year. And yeah, we just
We'll be out there for more. Look, we out here. We out here throwing down, having fun, having a good time, cutting up.
yep,
That's
You
it.
guys, if we ever near a competition where you come hang with us and hang out.
yes,
Definitely.
please
Absolutely.
come talk to us. So, with all of that being said, I'm gonna read us a little end quote here. So I'm gonna read from James Beard, right?
Mm.
Food is our common ground, a universal experience. So that's very true, especially everything that we've experienced this year. So yeah, but
Yeah,
we ain't stopping there, guys.
we're gonna keep stirring that pot.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, guys. We want to thank y'all for joining us tonight for our little recap. And once again, we will be tagging everybody in the comments below. And, well, not comments, but you know what I mean, the description. And yeah, until next time, y'all keep stirring that pot.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.